still gon' bounce to it. It might get rough, but then we still gon' bounce through it and bounce back from it. Only way we know.
Yo, what's good, y'all? I'm Prince J. Grimes, senior writer at Bet for the Win, and this is Prince J Live, where we talk about sports and some more stuff. Thanks for tapping in with your boy on today, Monday, May 19th. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm going to keep it short today, y'all. I got to get to some stuff. But I do want to talk about the Western Conference Finals, preview that, preview the Eastern Conference Finals, and I want to get into a little bit of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, all that went down between those two this weekend. But first, man, the Thunder beat the brakes off the Nuggets, huh? Woo! I thought, hey, listen, man, it's not surprising that the Thunder won this series. I picked the Thunder to win this series going in. It's a little surprising that it went 7, but once it did go 7, I thought we would at least get a decent game 7, right? Like go down to the line a little bit. Not at all. Not at all. That is absolutely not what we got. Thunder beat them boys by about 40 points. I don't know the exact number. You can look it up. Don't even matter at this point. I feel like they was winning by damn near 50 at one point, man. I think the final score was actually closer to like 34, 36 point deficit. But it wasn't really close after the second quarter. OKC really just ran away with that thing. And I think that, you know, we were creeping towards that being a possibility after the Aaron Gordon injury was announced. He had a strained hamstring. You know, the reports leading up to the game were that he was going to need a month to recover. It was looking very unlikely that he was going to play. And then next thing you know, he was playing. And I don't know exactly what the point was of that. I get it, man. My team needs me. Game's on the line. He wasn't that hopeful, man. I mean, like, you got to take your hat off to that dude for, like, giving it a go. And hopefully he didn't do any extra damage to that hamstring. It doesn't look like he did. But your presence did not help, sir. That game wasn't even close after the first quarter. OKC absolutely ran away with that thing. And look, man, we had a Jalen Williams sighting. We had a J-Dub sighting in the second round of the playoffs for once. He gave the Thunder 24 points on 10 of 17 shooting. He finally had a decent game, and that is, you know what? Maybe I'm not being fair to him because technically that's his second 20-point game of the 7-game series. He actually had a 32-point game in Game 3, so that was the first. Then he dropped 24 this game. This was actually his most efficient game of the series, and he needed it. Because the 3 games before this were ugly. I think we went over this the last time I recorded. 10 points in Game 4, 18 points in Game 5, 6 points in Game 6. And the shooting was terrible in all of them. 2 of 13, 5 of 14, 3 of 16. And that doesn't include Game 1 where he went 5 of 20 for 16 points. Game 2, he had 17. It was a decent game. They didn't really need much from him in that game. That was another blowout. Is that the key to the Thunder achieving blowouts in these playoffs? Is just for J-Dub to show up? Like, if they get anything from him, is that when they play at their best? Seems likely. Seems like you have a pretty good chance to win the game if your number 2 player plays like a number 2. How about that? But yeah, man, the Nuggets, you got to give them a lot of credit for what they accomplished these playoffs to even push the title favorites. The Thunder have been the title favorites all along going into these playoffs, even leading up to the playoffs. For the Nuggets to go into these playoffs with an interim coach and a team that I think we all agree wasn't really championship caliber anymore. Even though it's a lot of the same pieces from the championship team 2 years ago, they are missing a lot of pieces from that team, and the pieces that are still around aren't nearly as good as they were outside of Jokic. Porter has been garbage the entire playoffs. Aaron Gordon has been better. You can argue he's better now than he was then, but by the end of it, he's banged up. Jamal Murray is not as good as he was, and there's arguments over how good he actually was. Right, dude always shows up for the playoffs, but that's pretty much the only time we ever see him. And then this is not the same team. There's no KCP. There's no Bruce Brown. They were looking for contributions from young guys like Christian Brown and Peyton Watson and Julian Strawther, and sometimes those guys showed up, sometimes they didn't. But this team just wasn't, and obviously Russ is Russ, but he's not the same Russ. He's not MVP Russ anymore. So they were looking for contributions from guys that, and when they were winning the championship, they didn't have to rely on guys in those same positions. So I would just say I hope Nuggets fans enjoyed this run from these guys, right? Because this is the last time you'll see this iteration of the Nuggets. I think we can go ahead and put that one in the books right now. That's a done deal. I don't know how this team is going to change going into the next season, but there will be changes. I've already said this, but I would start with Michael Porter Jr. It's the first person I'm trying to come up off of. Probably easier said than done. Right? Like, who you going to get to take that contract? It's got to be a team. It's got to be a team that feels like they're a shooter away or a shooter. They already have their star players in place, and the team really just needs some shooting. And then maybe you hope that a change of scenery helps Porter. Because I got to tell you, for a shooter, he didn't shoot that well these playoffs. At least not this series. So maybe that's the hope, is that, he goes to a team like the Orlando Magic, where former Nuggets players thrive. Or not, I guess maybe not thrive is the word. That's where they go, though. That's where they go. He can go over there and join KCP and Gary Harris down there in Orlando. Down there in Mickey Mouse world. Seems like a good place for you, Michael Porter. Go get your confidence back. But yeah, that's where I start, man. And then I seriously consider moving on from Jamal Murray. I don't know how feasible that is. A reporter asked Russ if he was going to pick up his option or immediately after the game, and Russ had a great response, which I don't have in front of me right now. But it's like, oh yeah, do you know what you're going to wear tomorrow? I don't know what kind of question that is immediately after the game. Hey, Russ, you going to pick up your option? Nigga, I just got off the court. But yeah, man, I said I was going to keep it short. I'm spending way too much time on this. So, with that said, this Nuggets team is done. Let's go ahead and preview the Western Conference Finals. We got the Thunder. We got the Timberwolves. I'm really excited for this one. Anthony Edwards, potentially the face of the NBA right now, or the future face of the NBA, versus SGA, the likely MVP, who we were all hoping they would give him the award in a series against Nikola Jokic, but whatever it is, what it is, right? So we got these two going head-to-head, and look, man, this game is Tuesday. It's tomorrow. The Thunder get 1 day off after a 7-game series. The Timberwolves have been off for 5 days, or will have had 5 days off in between games. They should be a lot more rested than OKC. And they're getting 7.5 points in this game. They are underdogs. And I'm taking those points. Taking the points with Minnesota. Not sure if they actually win this game. There's always an argument about rust. I think that Minnesota is the type of team that desperately needed to be rested up for this series. We saw what happened to them in the conference finals last year. They were just exhausted after that series they had with Denver, and they just didn't have anything left for Dallas. That could potentially be the case with OKC here. Maybe the Game 7 blowout helps them a little bit because they didn't have to go so hard in that final game. Regardless, I'm taking Minnesota with the points. Now, the Wolves are plus 280 underdogs in the series period. The Thunder are getting minus 350 odds to win this series. I am rolling with the Thunder to win this series. I'm not taking them at that number. I'll leave it alone. I do like the odds on a 6-game series, though. Right now, the Thunder have better odds to win this series in 5 games at plus 250 than the Wolves do to win the series at all at plus 280. I just don't see the Thunder getting past the Timberwolves in 5 games. I think odds makers and just the general public are greatly underestimating how good this Wolves team is. I know they came on late in the season. You know, we had high expectations for them after reaching the conference finals last year. They didn't necessarily meet those in the regular season, but they did have some pieces they had to work in with Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo. It's a totally different team without Cat, and they had to figure that out. Some injuries going on, Mike Conley, guys in and out of the lineup. I think they finally found their groove, man, and I like the Wolves to at least force six games in this series. And so I would not touch the OKC at plus 250 to win the series in 5 games. But I do think the Thunder eventually figure it out, even if it's a 7-game series. I like 6, but even if it goes to 7, I just think eventually OKC does win this series. Listen, man, we also can't forget about J-Dub. He's a big reason why I just can't trust OKC to get rid of the Timberwolves easily. He doesn't show up every game. I think right now I would say Minnesota's number 2 player is better than OKC's number 2 player, and that's Julius Randle, who's just having a phenomenal postseason right now, man. Julius Randle has been showing up for Ant, and so you give me Ant, Julius Randle, SGA, J-Dub. I just trust the Timberwolves guys, and that's just saying SGA's got to carry a lot of the weight between his duo. I trust the 2 Timberwolves guys a little bit more, and obviously OKC is a team. I just think they're a lot deeper. But let's not sleep on Minnesota's depth. That's a good team over there, man. I just think we're going to get a really good series, and I don't think odds makers are accounting for that. So there's probably some value in some of these numbers here. Now let's go to the East. We got Knicks. We got Pacers. We don't need to talk about what the Knicks did to the Celtics in Game 6. Wasn't a contest. They went ahead and blew by those guys. Like I said they would, right? Last time we recorded, I said, hey, the Celtics might get one without Tatum. They aren't winning this series. They're done. And they were, in fact, done. Is it a little surprising that the Knicks and Pacers, all of these teams have so much more rest than the Thunder? I mean, I guess that's what happens when you don't put a team away early. You go to 7 games, you get less rest. But just one game, man. Like, we heard Aaron Gordon after Denver lost. He was basically saying, hey, I would love it if teams could get at least 2 games in between, 2 days of rest in between games, because the basketball would be better, man. Like, these guys are going every other day for the most part, all playoffs. And I agree. I just don't. And not only for the players, man. This thing has been a marathon for us, the public. Watching the playoffs has been a marathon, man. It's just like, yo, I can't get no rest. I can't catch up. I am so thankful that today there are no games on tonight. But we're back at it tomorrow. The Thunder are back at it tomorrow after just 1 day off. Then eventually we'll get to Knicks Pacers on Wednesday. The Knicks are 4.5-point favorites. I like the underdogs in this one, too. I would take the points with the Pacers. They got an extra 2 days of rest over the Knicks because they did finish their series against the Cavs a little early. That also means they got an extra 2 days of prep. They pretty much knew who they were going to be playing as soon as Tatum got hurt. So I'm pretty sure they were focused on the Knicks, who were already up in the series, right? I'm pretty sure they were focused on the Knicks and what they needed to do to get ready for them. Meanwhile, the Knicks had to finish the Celtics. They didn't have time to look ahead to the Pacers, who are a tough team to prepare for anyway with the way that they play. Just getting up and down the floor, Tyrese Halliburton kind of controlling the pace. Everyone's getting looks. Everyone's getting touches. I think the Pacers are a tough team to prepare for. They could catch the Knicks sleeping, even though the Knicks are at home. I think they can catch the Knicks sleeping in Game 1. I would take the points with Indiana. I do like the Knicks in the series. They're minus 155 to win this series. I do think they eventually prevail. The odds for how long the series goes actually favors a 7-game series in favor of the Knicks. Knicks plus 350 odds to win this series in 7. I like that. Even though it's it's the favorite, I like those odds. I do think this thing goes 7. I think these teams are that close. I said from the jump, from the start of the playoffs, I thought the Knicks were the most dangerous team or the most likely team to knock off the Celtics, and that was before Tatum went down. This was at the start of the playoffs. I always thought the Knicks were kind of the sleeper in the East. The Pacers have obviously proven they cannot be slept on either. But I'll go ahead and stick to my guns. I think the Knicks eventually win this thing, but I think it's going to be a long series. All right. Let's go ahead and finish this thing off with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And I gotta say, man, the discourse around this is so annoying. I'm so tired of it. I really thought we were going to get a new WNBA season. Paige Beckers was going to breathe some new life into this season, and we were going to be able to move past this stuff. I really did. I thought we were just going to let the ladies play, man. And all it took was the first game of the season for all of that to go down the drain. And the thing is, when it comes to these two, because of their history, if you're looking for something, you're going to find it. And it seems that people want to find something in this. And yes, Angel Reese made that incredibly easy, right? Like, she got fouled by Caitlin Clark. Yes, it was a hard foul. Yes, it was an understandable take foul. You don't want to give her that easy bucket. Caitlin Clark fouled her. And the way Angel reacted running after Reese, it was a bit of an overreaction. Which happens, right? This is the part that's annoying. Do people watch sports? Was it not just 2 months ago when Ron Holland touch fouled Naz Reid on a layup, and Naz Reid got so mad that he stuck his finger in Ron Holland's face like he was his daddy, and a whole fight broke out between the Timberwolves and the Pistons, where Dante DiVincenzo is getting pushed into the front row of the crowd. He got Isaiah Stewart, Big Beef Stew, coming after him. And all of this started off of over a touch foul. Nothing even close to what Caitlin Clark did to Angel Reese, which, by the way, there was nothing wrong with what Caitlin Clark did. It was a hard foul, like I said, but it was a lot harder than what happened to Naz Reid on that play. And no one came out of that Timberwolves situation saying, Naz Reid hates Ron Holland. No. That's not what happened. People thought he overreacted. But for the most part, it's frustration. It's these guys are sick of each other. It's the end of the regular season. It was every other excuse but these guys hate each other. We allow men to have this competitive fire and play with this kind of machismo. But as soon as women get into it, she must hate her. Like, we go straight to that, and I get it. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have a history. So if you want to find something, you can find it and spin a narrative around that, which is exactly what RG3 did. Incredibly annoying, man. Incredibly annoying because, and the reason why it's annoying is because none of us know. Angel Reese has never said on record that she hates Caitlin Clark. But this is what RG3 decided to tweet. After watching Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on Angel Reese in the aftermath, there is no way Angel Reese can continue the lie that she doesn't dislike Caitlin Clark. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Not some basketball rivalry either. Hate. That is so irresponsible to put on someone without knowing, especially when you know how Caitlin Clark's fans act. They already hate Angel Reese. And all we're doing is giving them more reason to hate Angel Reese. And what I've come to realize is that the hate that people want Angel Reese to have for Caitlin Clark is actually the hate they have for Angel Reese. A lot of people really don't like Angel for whatever reason. Ever since that taunt against Caitlin, Caitlyn's their golden child, the poster girl for what they want and like and want to represent them. And Angel Reese taunted her that one time, and people have just decided that they hate her, and they're gonna try to make everyone else hate her as well. I just gotta let people know it's not gonna work. I personally don't hate Angel Reese, and I never will hate Angel Reese. You're not gonna convince me she's not good at basketball just because she can't do what Caitlin Clark can do. I mean, I don't know how to break it to you, but a lot of people can't do what Caitlin Clark can do. She's one of the best players in the WNBA already. She finished 4th in MVP voting as a rookie. The girl is generational. She really is that good. Angel Reese ain't that, but Angel Reese is still a damn good basketball player. She had like 17 rebounds in that game, 12 points. Caitlin Clark had a triple-double. And you know what? Instead of focusing on what Indiana did in that game, what Caitlin Clark did in that game, we're talking about this because you idiots just can't let us focus on the basketball. You're so worried about convincing us that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. It's not working. People who are fans of Reese are not going to stop being fans of Reese. You're so caught up on convincing us that there's hate there that you're losing the basketball. Indiana's one of the best teams in the W. They have a chance to win the title, and no one is talking about that because y'all are so caught up on Angel Reese, booing her. Apparently, there were some hateful comments tossed around by the fans in the stadium. The WNBA had to release a statement. Here's what that said. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the wrong. I pulled up the wrong thing here. Let me see if I can pull up this statement from the WNBA. All right. It says, the following is a statement from the WNBA regarding yesterday's game in Indianapolis. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter. Now, there's a lot of rumors that some of them hateful comments may have come from Dave Portnoy, which no one would be surprised. He is driving the bandwagon of Angel Reese hate and has been since they've been in college. Just a real pitiful man. RG3 just decided he wanted to attach himself to that. I'm not sure why. He seems to really dislike Angel Reese as well, just from some of his other tweets where he's comparing his 7-year-old daughter and how well she's playing to what Caitlin Clark did against Angel Reese. Why is there connection being made there? It just seems to be a lot of hate, and people have decided to turn their hate into Angel Reese into action. They need people to believe Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark so that can bring more hate to Angel Reese, because they know what that's going to do. They know how people will react to any bit of hate towards Caitlin Clark. She has like this rabid following of people who don't even actually like basketball. Me, a fan of basketball, I like Caitlin Clark a lot. Like, I don't know if people think they have to take sides. You don't. I like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin Clark's fans make it really hard to defend anything on that side because they aren't rational at all. It's annoying. I would like to just focus on the basketball. Shout out to the Indiana Fever. They have the second best odds, I believe, to win the WNBA title. I won't be betting on them. I don't think they will have enough defense when it comes down to the end. But they will be one of the best teams throughout the regular season. They will be in the playoffs, and it'll be interesting. It's going to be a fun season to watch if we can stick to the basketball. Please, for crying out loud. And with that, we can call it a wrap. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy. Don't forget to like and subscribe and live life live. Catch you next time.